Hi, this is Eric Broom. Case study, teacher reacts negatively to personnel evaluation. EDL 851, here we go. So just summarizing and reporting what happened. So I need to get the teacher evaluation submitted soon. Only one of my many new hires had a negative evaluation, Mrs. Stevens. Observed her several times. She had little control of her students. They weren't engaged, and approaching her room there was a lot of noise. I met with her on Thursday, and she was irritable and frustrated when I suggested some things involving her students more. And then the following Monday, I observed her classroom again. Nothing had changed. So we met that afternoon. I gave her the evaluation form to look over, and she kind of just threw it back and said it was unfair. And she said she was not going to take this kind of rating without a fight. So that's where we're at. Reporting legal or ethical issues. So Mrs. Stevens obviously feels like she's being treated unfairly and unjustly, that the evaluation is discriminatory, and she hasn't received any help from the admin team. So no laws have been broken, but if she's joined the teachers union, then I assume she's going to seek help from them in fighting this. She would be granted tenure upon receiving a positive evaluation here. Synthesizing in a sentence, Mrs. Stevens is frustrated about her poor rating on her teacher evaluation form because she feels it's unfair, inaccurate, and that she is a much better teacher than I, the principal, indicated. Therefore, I need to evaluate my next steps in regards to her evaluation, to terminate her or not, and if my evaluation process is fair and accurate. So that's the situation in one sentence there. Now looking at synthesizing more into each person. So me, the principal, excuse me, we know that I have observed Mrs. Stevens multiple times, given her at least one post-observation. I've brought her in and provided her the evaluation form, which she took negatively. And I also seem to be determined in not wanting to work with Mrs. Stevens for some reason. Not really sure why, but unknown. How many times have I observed her? For what length of time? Have I given her any meaningful feedback? Has anyone else observed her? And have I discussed any of this ineffective teaching with other admin? And what else has happened that I have this unpleasant relationship with her? Mrs. Stevens, we know that's her first year at my school. She was irritated and defensive in the post-observation conference. She's made she's made statements regarding her students and trying to get them involved. And she said that nobody's given her meaningful feedback on how to improve. But a positive evaluation would result in her being tenured. And she's prepared to fight against this negative evaluation. The unknown is this is her first year at our school, so we know that she's going to be granted tenure. So I'm assuming it's her third or fourth year, but it doesn't really specify. What's her students' opinions of her? What are her students' academic results? Do we have any evidence of her using differentiation or multiple types of assessments? What exactly do we have as far as documentation on Mrs. Stevens? We do not know that. And then the evaluation system. So we know that there's observations and there's this form, but it's really short and not meaningful. We know that we had one post-observation conference, but the only feedback that we see in this case is just getting the students more involved, so nothing meaningful. Unknown, is this the only form used, this really short form? Is this what has always been used? What's the entire evaluation process consist of? Who else is involved? Is there any constructive feedback or ways to improve given? So there's a lot of unknown as far as the evaluation process here in this case. Stakeholders. So is Mrs. Stevens a community member? Is she a coach? Obviously, the community is going to be affected. They'll talk about this. Other teachers are going to reflect on their own evaluations in a more deep way. People might be more scared of getting let go. So there's definitely some effect there. Stakeholders need to be communicated with. Myself, the admin team, the superintendent board, the teacher union rep. A lot of people to talk to before making any decision. I need to have many questions presented. What have I done to support her? What strategies have we used together to create a better learning environment? There's a lot of unknown factors here. With the details given in the case, I don't feel comfortable making a decision that I feel is fair and appropriate. I would need more information, but we'll go with it and try anyway. So our options, we can terminate her without further discussion, probably leading to her fighting it. Legal action for sure. Staff may resent the admin team and lose trust. Number two, terminate her with discussion. So this is kind of assuming that we have a lot of work scores, evaluations, and documentation to look over and provide as a case for it and why. She still might fight it, but 3 is meet with her and the other admin team and provide a plan, improvement plan with a timeline. Use a 3-tier plan. I like this option a lot. She might still get defensive, but it's meaningful feedback and should help. And then meet with her and the admin team and discuss improvement, strategies for improvement, and when we'll evaluate again. But really no plan involved. It's just giving feedback. Compared to number 3, we're giving a plan. So our pros and cons. Number 1, like I said, is not a good option. I'm not going to do that. It's not fair or reliable. 2, I don't like that option unless we obviously have that much evidence that I don't know of in this case that we would need to let her go. Number 3 is my favorite option. Provides her multiple voices, getting positive, constructive feedback, and supplying an improvement plan. I think it's meaningful and should get right on the right track. 4 is a good option, but it just leaves the door open for a lot of issues down the road. We need to have an exact plan in place. And then choosing and implementing. So like I said, I'm advocating for number 3. First, we've gathered all the documentation we need on her, evaluated it, reflected on it as a group, and then discussed it with her and created a solid plan. We meet with her, we analyze the plan, how it can be a useful tool, and how it's going to make her classroom time more meaningful and make her a stronger professional. Starting that plan, we just want to make sure we're making weekly contact with her and making sure if she needs help, that I'm there for her and just checking up on her. We don't want to let teachers go because they're struggling. We want to coach them and help them become better at what they're doing. We could offer an in-house or out-of-house mentor program. That's an option depending on our financial situation and if that's actually necessary. That I'm not sure of, but it could be a good option. And then my reflection. That will be posted. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. I'd be curious to know. Feel free to post in the comments. Thanks for watching.